If you've been watching Survival on Purpose for any length of time, you may have noticed that I pretty much don't do hatchet job type videos where I try to trash a product or break it or talk bad about it. So I think there's enough negativity in the world, and certainly on the internet. Somebody else can handle that stuff. I think in probably almost 11 years now on the channel, I maybe have made less than one hand. You can count on one hand and have some fingers left over the number of negative videos where I've said, hey, don't buy this product. Well, today is going to be one of those. We're going to talk about a very highly marketed product, at least on Instagram. If you've been on Instagram, you've probably seen this, and it could potentially get you killed in a very serious situation. And I'm talking about the Aimaculate Folding Stock Adapter. And I'm going to tell you why coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for, we'll call this one a Firearms Friday video, because we're going to be talking about a firearms accessory. And like I said, we're going to kind of go off the beaten path today and change directions, and actually instead of talking about something and showing you as best I can on video, demonstrating it so you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you think this is something that would be a benefit to you. Today I'm going to do a demonstration and show you why I think there's this product, the Aimaculate, here it is, Folding Stock Adapter. I don't think it's worth it, and I also think that it's very dangerous, and I highly recommend that you don't buy this. So let's hear from today's video sponsor, and then we'll get right into it. Today's video is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Hog Holsters are made in the USA in Arizona, and they are without a doubt the most comfortable concealable holster I've ever tested. You can save 10% on your order at Hog Holsters by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word. That's hogholsters.com. Thanks to Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so the reasons that I think you should not buy an Aimaculate Folding Stock Adapter, and it's not going to be some kind of scam thing where I'm actually going to wind up recommending it. No, I do not recommend it, okay? Let me just be clear about that. But first, just a little bit of rambling. So if you have never heard of this Aimaculate Folding Stock Adapter, that tells me you probably don't have an Instagram account, because my Instagram account was completely blown up with this thing for months. So in my never-ending search to find some great content for you and maybe find some products that might be, worthwhile, I bought two of them. I bought two instead of one because in my almost 11 years of making videos, I've realized, what, it'd be great to have one to demonstrate and show the close-ups on, and another one to mount when I have them taken back off and put them on and all that stuff. So I did it for you, which I'm glad I did, because now I can show you in detail why I think it sucks. So here it is on the rifle, and I'll open it up and show you how it folds in just a minute. But first, let me conclude the rambling portion. So I put this on this Ruger AR-556. That's kind of like my test platform. I mount stuff to it and check it out and test different things with it. So I took it to the range. Figured I'd just run some rounds to it. We'll see how well it holds up under firing, because that puts some shock on the system. And within 10 to 15 rounds, I'll say, I didn't count totally, but I noticed that my trigger, sometimes I just had a dead trigger. And I would take the folding stock thing apart, and I noticed, let me just show you this. We'll just do this for shock value. Oh! The buffer tube retaining pin is broken off, and I'll show you a close-up of that in just a minute. And I'll show you in detail why, as I said it, say it with me, Aimaculate kind of sucks. Okay, so why do I think this thing is such a bad product and recommend you don't buy it? Before we get into that, the details of that first, I just want to point out that, well, I'm just going to call this a dead ripoff. This is a 100% knockoff of the Law Folding Adapter. I mean, if you look at the details of this thing and go to the old internet and look up Law Folding Adapter, Law Tactical, and man, they absolutely, looks like they just copied it. That doesn't make me happy right there. And then the second thing is, one of the big differences is the Law Tactical, when you open it up, it says on Made in the USA here. Now this one does not say Made in the USA anywhere. The packaging does not say Made in the USA. So I would think if it was, that would be proudly marked somewhere on it. It also doesn't say Made in China, but if it walks like a Peking duck and quacks like a Peking duck, then, you draw your own conclusions there. Now, let me just show you start with the first thing I noticed. I put this on, it was pretty tight, had a little bit of wiggle in it. I don't know if you can see that. You can see how much wiggle that thing's got? I don't know, I know you can hear it. That's after less than 25 rounds. So the other thing that happened after about 15 or 16 rounds, maybe 20 rounds, every now and then I would get a dead trigger. And I would have to mess with it, and I'd take a look at it, and this happened. Gotta be careful. Oh, I don't want to hit you in the face with that. So that's not supposed to do that, right? If you look right here, you can see that little pin. I'll try to zoom in on it. Is broken. The retaining pin is broken. So I think what was happening, this thing was getting jammed up a little bit, and the buffer wasn't returning all the way, or something. Let me show you why I think that's a problem, or at least what the cause of that is. It comes with these two. I guess it gives you a spare in case you lose one, because these are pretty easy to lose. These parts are. They have a tendency to go flying across the room. I've already lost one spring today. I don't know how that happened. It comes with that, and then it's got this little plug here, and those things are designed to fit into the threaded slot here. And I think that the idea is you screw the plug all the way in, and then you put the spring in, and when you screw your buffer tube in here, just like on the stock one, it's going to go forward just enough to not allow this thing to spring out. I'm not happy with that, first of all, because that's somewhere else that needs Loctite and something else that can come loose. Even without the spring, what you can see is this thing will go in. So that's about right. Nothing wrong with that. That should be fine right there, right? It's just sticking up, what, 1/16 of an inch maybe? So we'll put the spring in. Pretend this is the buffer tube. Hold it in place. So with the spring in, it'll push down like it's supposed to. And then when your buffer tube's screwed in, just enough, it just holds just enough to catch the edge of it and hold it. I'm sure you're familiar with that if you're familiar with AR-15s. I think the biggest problem is it's so flimsy. If you look at this, is the standard one that came out of the rifle, and you'll see not only is it shorter, which is going to make it inherently stronger, but it's also a lot fatter, and it seems to have a little more shoulder on it where it meets the tube. But the tube is about twice as long. So why you have to use these little flimsy short ones? I guess you could take a grinder and cut one of these off, but then why would you want to do that so you can have that? I get it. But a Law Tactical is $220, and this thing's $50. But man, is your life worth $150?
Chuck Norris once won an arm wrestling tournament with both arms tied behind his back.
Okay, just in case there's still any doubt, I do not recommend buying the Aimaculate Folding Stock Adapter. I think the workmanship is shoddy at best, based on that. But if that's all it was, I wouldn't have made this video. I've had a lot of opportunities to look at shoddy products over the years, and I pass on them. Don't even bother to make a video because, like I said, ain't nobody got time for that. But because one of the failures that I experienced with this thing could cause you to lose a fight for your or your loved one's life if you had to use this weapon to defend yourself. The last thing you want is pull the trigger and nothing happens. I felt my duty really to make this video, and to encourage you to share it with all your friends too, because I know they've sold a lot of these things. I know they're $50, say, and a Law Tactical Folding Adapter is like $220 right now, so that's $170 difference. But I don't know anybody who doesn't think their life or their loved one's lives are worth more than $170. I'm not saying you should even have a folding adapter, but if you want one and it's not in your budget to put a really good one on, then just don't put one on. Keep your stock like it is, where it works. Your life literally could depend on it. They're pushing these things hard on Instagram. Don't bite, okay? And share this video with your friends who you think might bite, and maybe you can save them from wasting their money and potentially even being having a dangerous thing on their gun. So that's it. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.